The richest people in the world don't work the hardest. Let that sink in for a moment. There are people right now working 16-hour shifts, destroying their bodies, missing their kids' childhoods, and they can barely make rent. Then there are people who work 4 hours a day from a laptop and make more in a month than most make in a year. This isn't about fairness. It's about understanding a truth that school never taught you. There's a difference between working hard and creating value. And until you understand that difference, you will always trade time for money. You will always be one paycheck away from panic. You will always be building someone else's dream while yours collects dust. Here's the shift. Poor people think about money in terms of hours. I make $20 an hour, I work 40 hours a week, that's $800. This is how most of the world thinks, and it's a trap. Because there are only so many hours in a day. You can't scale time. Middle-class people think about money in terms of salaries. I make $60,000 a year. But they still trade time for money, just with better benefits and more stress. Wealthy people think about money in terms of problems solved. They ask one question: what problem can I solve, and for how many people? That's the entire wealth equation. Value created, multiplied by the number of people served. A plumber who fixes one pipe at a time earns a living. A plumber who builds a company with 20 trucks and a booking system earns a fortune. Same skill, different leverage. A writer who writes one article for one client earns a fee. A writer who writes a book that sells to 10,000 people earns royalties for decades. Same skill, different leverage. Now here's the second shift, and this is the one that will really change your relationship with money. You need to stop thinking of money as something you earn and start thinking of it as something you attract. Money flows toward value. It flows toward problems solved. It flows toward people who make other people's lives easier, better, or more profitable. So instead of asking, how can I make more money, start asking, how can I become more valuable? What skills can I develop that the market pays a premium for? What problems exist that nobody's solving well? The third shift? Your relationship with spending reveals everything. Wealthy people buy assets, things that make them money while they sleep. Stocks, real estate, businesses, digital products, content that generates revenue. Broke people buy liabilities disguised as assets. A brand new car that loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. Designer clothes that impress people you don't even like. Subscriptions you forgot you had, quietly draining your account every month. Every dollar you spend is a vote. You're either voting for your future self or against him. Here's your action plan, starting right now. First, audit your spending for the last 30 days. Every dollar. You'll be shocked at where your money actually goes. Second, identify one high-value skill you can develop in the next 90 days. Copywriting, sales, video editing, design, AI, something the market pays well for. Third, stop buying things that lose value. Start putting money into things that grow. Your financial future is not determined by your paycheck. It's determined by your mindset. And the good news is, mindset is free to change. You can start right now, today, with the next dollar you spend and the next hour you invest. Subscribe to The Iron Mind. New videos daily on the mindset that builds real wealth.